Well, all I can say about the Metro group is they are amazing people to work with.
You ask me what I want this year, and I try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause I don't need boxes wrapped in strings and designer love and empty things. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again.
It's almost as if our lives back in the States, back in America, are not real compared to the reality of what's going on here with life and death and just people really being so genuine and sincere.
Never underestimate the power of hope. There is darkness here, don't get me wrong, there's like darkness here. But then there's treasures, and you can see it in the faces of these children.
Just great to be back in South Africa and to meet the people that you met last year and to see some of the people that you saw literally on the verge of death last year, to see how they're not on that path anymore and that they actually have hope.
So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night.
Everything about this trip, you could just sense that God's hand was working.
Just seeing like the joy and their laughter in the very simple things, I think it gave me a little bit of happiness to bring back home.
I wish everyone was loved tonight, and some might stop this endless fight. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again.
The children are the highlight. They fall into your arms. They don't really care who you are or where you've been. They just hug you and want to play with you. So they're the highlight for me.
This year it was good because it was a different type of good. We saw the progress of how the hope that we thought existed last year definitely does exist, and we saw people change and lives and situations change, and to see that was very encouraging.
It's been good to see the progress that's going on. It's been good to see that some of the families that we actually got a chance to visit some of the families that we saw last year, and what the outreach program here is actually doing is it's still pretty bad. It's just that what GJ is doing and what we're helping GJ do is really working.
It was great to see my family as well. The family that me and Simon sponsors. It was great to see that the kids were at school and they're not just home playing, with their toys or anything, but that that our money is actually going somewhere and they actually had an education.
Last year, I left here thinking with the children there and the the adults there, they never even had one chance in life to make it. And what really stood with me was I really wanted to go back to the States and share with our church, people outside of our church, that we need to give these people a chance. So when we went back this year, we met a lot of the families that we met last year, and it was just a totally different thing. We saw so much hope in the children in the valleys, where last year no one smiled. A lot of the children were crying, but this year the kids were happy, they were smiling. We opened some of their homes and we saw just piles of food because of the sponsorships that are happening through the people of Metro.
For the people that have generously donated their resources to the cause here at GGA, I would just like to say that they should have no fears or apprehensions about how their funds are being applied. That there's definitely great work being done with your generous contributions, and thank you. And I hope one day you can see what your efforts and your gifts are doing here.
I think $50 seems so little for us, you know, especially on a monthly basis, but it makes such a huge difference here. I mean, they get food, the kids get to go to school. It really makes the difference is night and day. It makes a huge difference because we saw families that weren't sponsored and we saw families that were, and it makes a huge difference, even the littlest amount.
We're so far away, but yet we're making such a magnificent impact in these people's lives, and it's so awesome. I wish each and every one of the sponsors at Metro and elsewhere who are sponsoring, that they could someday come out here and see for themselves what kind of work, amazing work that our little donations are doing for these people. It's radical.
It's never forgetting and never allowing yourself to be idle and to sit there. And I think the only way is to never forget, and not just like, I want, like, one of the things that I prayed before coming here was, God, I want to be so affected, so disturbed that I will not be able to forget when I go home.
There are innocent people out there who are going through life 100 times worse than what we're going through. And I think being part of a human being, you know, even if you don't believe in God, but being part of a human being is, when you pass through this life, you need to ask yourself what difference your life is going to make, and that greatest difference being made in the lives of other people.